letter. Let's stop making excuses. Let's stop the inner hate that we got towards blacks. Let's love on each other like Christ say. And then that's the trick thing about Christ. Christ's not saying be just like me, he's saying just be Christ-like. You knowing you in this world where you go sin, you ask for forgiveness, you love your neighbor like you love yourself, and you move on. And you sit down and you talk about it without getting mad. We just had a debate right now. Why all lives matter? And then she had a strong point, I got my strong point. Oh, that don't mean, I hate her, she done messed up the whole show, we gonna kill her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Period.
Let's continue to talk about it.
Let's talk about it. Hey, welcome back. Hey, welcome back to Purpose on Purpose again.
Do that one more time. Just a little more volume. Just a little more time.
Fuck, bro.
I mean, you gotta have that.
You know, respect the pastor.
They can hear. They can hear.
No, what you gave us.
Again, I got this on. I can hear me, and then I know he can hear me.
I need here.
Bro, you looking down. That's probably why you
No,
can't hear
I
me.
need you to give me more.
Leave the fries alone.
Come on. I need more class.
Soul from juice.
Are you ready?
So you got that.
You had your head down, that's why you can't hear.
You got all the belts. So that's.
No, I'm just fixing myself up, man.
Sorry. That's okay. The pants and the ball belt. Okay. Alright. Happy Angel. 3, 2.
Hey. Yeah, shoot yourself. Hey, I'm Angel Savage. Welcome back to Purpose on Purpose. We're talking about Black Lives Matter. I'm here with the crew. I'm here with my bros, my boys. Man, I'm glad that I'm here with my boys. That way I can get a little loose and be a little more finesse with it. What's up, Sean? What's happening? I know you heard part 1. How you feeling about this Black Lives Matter stuff, man?
Well, first I want to say you did a good job with part 1 with your Oprah Winfrey title.
You felt that?
That was dope.
Damn
I
it!
like that.
I'm a hater, I didn't like it at all.
That's just in your blood.
Man, but no, I did like it. I'm a person of I like to see other people's point of views.
Right.
And I think a lot of times in the world we can get so stuck in our own point of views and see things our way, and then create this atmosphere that our way is only right.
Right.
And so it was good to see different points of view. So I took a lot. My mind was definitely turning and moving while I was listening to that conversation. So I enjoyed it.
Good. I was hoping that on the first part that we would all just hear what everybody was saying and get more information installed in us to bring it heavy, like some heavyweights on this part 2. You know what I mean? Because the whole purpose is that we educate people and give them some dialogue that they can walk away with, and like my man said on part 1, where they can leave with a changed mind.
Right.
So, Brandon, how'd you feel about that first segment? What's up with Black Lives Matter? What side you on? Black Lives Matter or all lives matter?
I play the fence.
Ain't no
I play the fence for the purpose of that I like to take the perspective of both sides. You know, as the person that I am now, I don't want to look at something from one side no more.
Okay.
You know, I feel in order for me to go forward in my life, I have to try to look at it from more than one perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm with the movement, Black Lives Matter.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm pro-life. I'm for all lives, in the sense of speaking of all lives do matter. But as far as the movement goes, Black Lives Matters, I'm 100% Black Lives Matter.
Okay.
Because it is a movement.
Right.
And I just feel, and you made a very good valid thing, that it's lost its demeanor. They took that movement from us and dumbed it down. And one of our guests today was like, you know, and he really pointed that out like that. You know, that it is everywhere. Hashtag Black Lives Matters. Hashtag Loud Pipes Matter. You know, it was just so much stuff that came out afterwards.
Right.
It was like, wait a minute, man, why wait? But my life does matter.
Yeah.
Like, your life, you know, how are you gonna take that from me? For me wanting to say my life matters. You know?
Right.
And that's all it was. It was a point for us to make to let the whole world know, hey man, we weren't never saying that all lives don't matter.
Right. That's
We
right.
never said that.
Exactly.
And if they would have listened to what it was about,
Yeah.
I think that instead of everybody was, it's like a fear tactic, I guess. You know, maybe they were scared. You know, and they're like, oh shit, I have to, you know, white lives matter today, blue lives matter.
Right.
You know, I mean, the number of cops that die compared to how many of them shoot people out here, well, the numbers is very, very small.
Very small.
Very small.
Yeah.
You know, that's their way of saying, you know, just try to make it feel like, hey, yeah, we are shooting all you people out there, but you know, we matter too. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, every day we live all lives matters though.
Yeah.
We live that on a daily basis as people. You know, but we needed to put out something out there just to let the world know, hey man, there's a lot of shit going on with us as black people.
Yeah.
You know, they out here really killing us.
Yeah, they are.
I mean, it's bad enough that we are living a struggle day to day
Yeah.
as black people.
Yeah.
Our odds are already stacked against us
Yes, they are.
every single day. And then you can stack your cards more. I'm an ex-con. So my odds of surviving in this life go down even further.
Yeah.
You know? An ex-gang member.
Oh yeah.
I just dropped another notch on the
Points
statistic
going
level.
down as you speak.
You know, I mean, there's so many things. I got tattoos.
All time.
I mean, according to statistics, you know what I'm saying?
Do you borrow time?
Statistically speaking,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be dead right now
Right.
with the choices of my life that I made.
Yeah.
I was a drug addict,
Yeah.
an alcoholic. I was gang banging. I didn't care about nothing. I'm supposed to be dead right now.
Yeah. But God.
God put me here, and He
That's
still
right.
got me here,
That's right.
and He opened my eyes.
Thank you, God.
You know? So today I stand with Black Lives Matter as a movement because of I know what it is to be a black man in this world.
Yeah.
I know what we have to go through. I know what we've been through. But I'm pro-life. You know,
Yeah.
all life does matter, but it's just not the point.
Yeah, nobody said they
But
did that.
can I say this too to that point, which is cool because all lives do matter, right? We all pro-life. We're humans. We say, you know, if we sitting here and somebody walks across the street and gets hit by a car, no matter the race, we're going to be like, wow.
Yeah.
But I always put it to people like this when it comes to the Black Lives Matter movement. And I think I said this in one of our first episodes. You live in a neighborhood. Your house catches on
Yep.
fire.
Yep, that was the first
Everybody
episode.
comes out. You call the fire department, and the fire department comes to put out the fire at your house.
Right.
Right? Now, does that not mean everybody else's house doesn't matter?
Right.
Or neighbor says, oh, well, my house matters too, but your house is not on fire.
Right.
That's the point. The black community, we're on fire.
Right.
We're dying. We're on fire.
That's right.
So if we're on fire, we're saying, no, you guys do matter, but right now, our house is on fire.
That's right.
And we need the help. So it's not saying that you guys don't matter, but we're on fire right now. And if my house is on fire, then the fire trucks is gonna come put out my fire.
That's right.
So right now, the black community, we're on fire, and we're saying, hey, look guys, yeah, we all matter, but right now, we're being attacked.
Right.
And so we need to be put out. And I think that's where people, I hate that they take it and say, well, yeah, you guys matter, we matter. Yeah, you do, but it's the same, it's just that thing. We're on fire at that point. So the focus is now here.
Right.
And a lot of people, it's sad that they dumbed it down to say, like you said, loud pipes and this matter and that matter. It made it like it was a joke.
Right.
And last time I checked, my life ain't no joke.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what it makes me think of though, when Brandon was saying it literally hit me like a ton of bricks. That when they did add these other different lives matter, all these different lives matter, what that let me know was they seen Black Lives Matter. They seen it.
They knew the power.
They couldn't
Said,
pass that
"Fuck
up.
you."
Whatever they can say whatever they want to say.
Right.
But the point is, they saw that Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
And it hit them some type of way. For them to take it and change it, that means it hit them. It hit them some type of way. So there was a point made, and the point was made. You know what I mean? Because if it wasn't made, you wouldn't have changed it. If it didn't affect you some type of way, you wouldn't have changed it. You wouldn't have took the black off of it.
It pushed the button.
You damn right.
It pushed the button.
You damn right. So it in some way it did make its point. Because if it didn't, they wouldn't have changed it. Period. How you feeling about it, my brother?
Feeling good, my sister.
Mr. All Lives Matter.
All lives does matter.
Okay, why you say this? What's your
Because all lives do matter. I get it. I listened to the first segment. I've been listening to what people have been saying about Black lives. And if you're saying Black Lives Matter just based on what's taking place, Black Lives Matter. Okay. We hashtag Black Lives Matter. Okay. They do White Lives Matter. Oh, they taking it. Oh, they're doing this. Oh, they're doing that. They're taking from what Black Lives Matter. We had a guest on the show, Ray Ray, say, I feel it'd be different if you felt it. And I get exactly what he's saying. If you feel it enough, and you really feel it and you mean it, you're gonna bring about change about feeling it and what you mean and what you're saying. And since you feel it so much, you're gonna bring that change about. It's gonna come about. Black lives to me matter when it matters to us more. Not when it matters when something happens and then, oh, Black lives matter. Black lives matter when you wake up and you get up out the bed. That's when Black lives matter. Black lives matter when I step into a community of straight gang violence and this community hasn't been hit by black-owned police brutality, but yet they killing each other and we're trying to make a difference in that community. Then Black lives matter. When you got blacks committing crimes and we go into places and you talking to blacks and trying to get blacks to better themselves and fall in love with themselves and to know their self-worth, then Black lives matter. Once we recognize that it's the choices that we made and that we continue to make, then Black lives matter. Like, yeah, Brandon said he been to jail, he been in gangs, he been an addict. I've been all those three too. My life didn't matter until I decided to make it matter. When I got so sick and tired of causing myself pain, then being black, my Black life mattered. Until I said, hey, I'm gonna make a difference within myself for my life to matter. I love myself enough to know that, yeah, Black lives matter. I'm black. But that don't mean that white lives don't matter either. It just so happens this had to be a white police officer that killed a black man. So that means I can't like all white people because they racist ones killing black men? Then
Nobody said that.
I know ain't nobody saying that. That's what we're not saying though. So let's talk about it.
Right.
You know what I'm
We ain't
saying?
that.
So let's talk about. Let's
It ain't
even talk
about white people, period.
Let's even talk. It is because
It's not. It has
in a
nothing to
sense
do
it
with white
is
people.
because if it wasn't an all lives matter, then what would be the topic today? Black lives still matter.
It would still be about Black Lives Matter. We could have left All Lives Matter out.
So Black lives.
As far as I understand.
So you saying Black lives matter? It only matters. That saying and that movement only matters when a white police officer kill a black guy. Then Black lives
No,
matter.
that's not what I'm saying. That's what you're saying.
Because that's what's being said here. Period. If you think
What
about
I'm saying is my life matter, number one, because I'm black. And I'm saying Black lives matter because I have a brother, because I have a father, and because I fear for their lives. And me looking like a dude, I fear for my own life. Because if they rolled up on me, they're not gonna say, hey, are you a female? You look like a dude. And I'm scared of black people, and I will shoot the shit out of you because I'm spooked. They're not gonna ask no question. They shoot first and then they ask questions later. If I was white, they wouldn't do that shit. And we all know that. Let's just keep it 100.
I'm keeping it 100. I've been in situations pulled over by black officers. First thing they do is grab their gun.
Exactly.
Black officers.
Yeah.
I've been in
for them white
situations.
boys, for them white people.
2 black officers.
Yeah, for them white people.
I've been in situations pulled over by white officers. Don't pull no gun. Or let me go. Every situation is different. If Black lives matter in all areas. It doesn't just matter because a police officer killed a black guy.
Right, nobody's saying that.
But that's the whole idea, the concept of Black lives being even hashtagged. Because it was so much killing on white people, on white police officers killing innocent black people.
I think it started there and then it evolved.
Right, started there.
But then it evolved to even
Yes.
more. Because now you can use the Black Lives Matter. I could come to you and say, hey man,
I was
Black
about
Lives
to say
Matter,
that.
stop doing what you're
Yes,
doing.
I was gonna say that.
Or you banging Black Lives Matter,
It
bro.
created dialogue.
That's what I'm
That's the
saying.
thing about the Black Lives Matter that does bother me, and I see where Kenny comes from, because we as black people do tend to make more points out there. You know, we tend to make stuff, you know, seem like it's more, like it means more when something happens to us. I understand what Kenny said. This shit goes on every single day. Black on black violence does.
So does white on white.
We don't really
Mexican on
bring
Mexican.
forth to that. But I overheard one of our guests earlier say something that we really only concerned about what happens in our neighborhoods, though. You ain't going in the white neighborhood, you know, you might see a couple of times, you know, ain't concerned about what's going on over here. They're only concerned about what's happening on their block. The Mexican people's only concerned about themselves, really. You know, you only concerned about your neighborhood and when stuff goes on. But I do agree with some of the stuff Kenny does say. That's why I have to play the fence. I feel like when they did pull Black Lives Matter out, I kind of felt like it was, okay, but why aren't y'all preaching that every single day prior to these cops shooting us, though? I was a little upset with
Yeah,
that.
but you can't
To
say
the
that
point,
you wasn't
to
preaching
a
that though,
point.
Brandon.
I can't say I was myself, because honestly I wasn't.
I was.
But I was a black on black violent person.
Before the
and I grew up that
hashtag
way.
Black Lives Matter, I was speaking on it because I am black. And I don't like seeing us being black killing somebody else black. So that affects me. I don't like it. So before the whole Rotten King shit and all that, I was still talking about, hey man, it's another way. You ain't gotta sell drugs. You ain't gotta do that because that's gonna lead to death or jail. I don't want to see nobody in jail that I know. Man, woman, boy, girl, don't matter. Black, white, don't matter. But black people, my people, I don't want to see them dying and off of the hands of another black person or a police officer. It ain't just about the police killing us. It's about us killing us. And I feel like me as a black woman, I have a responsibility to say, hey, it's a different way. You know what I mean? If I can help you get a job, I'm gonna help you get a job. Like I feel like it's up to us to make a change. And it don't have to be, like I said, just the police killing us to get my attention. My attention was when Ray Ray got killed.
But that's what it was. It was the police killing us that brought that attention.
Hold on. Rest in peace, Ray Ray Winston and Arthur Davis. They were the first gang members that I grew up with that was killed here in Portland, Oregon. Ray Ray being the first one to be killed here in Portland, Oregon. That affected my life. You know what I mean? Because that's when gangs first hit Portland. And that's the first time I seen somebody that I grew up with dead off of a bullet because he was a gang member. Not because he was black, but because he was a gang member and he was killed by the hands of another black man. And not because of his skin color, but because of the clothes, the color on his clothes.
Let's talk about it.
That shit's fucked up. And I don't like that. It's not cool, it's ignorant. And so that's when we have to have a responsibility as black people to say, really? For real?
And that's what I'm saying.
You killing him because of what he got on?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying about the whole Black Lives Matter. If it's gonna be a movement, let the movement be about Black Lives Matter and these issues we bring it up and we talking about. And you going to these black communities and expressing how you feel and getting change out there. Not saying why do it take another race to kill ours for us to say Black Lives Matter. I'm talking about the whole movement. Black Lives Matter. Every day we wake up, every day look in the mirror. Yeah, it matters. You see a black out there, you see a black crackhead walk by, you're like, damn, that's my people. And knowing you can't do nothing for them, it messes you up. You see a white man out there that's a crackhead and it is like, damn, okay, they out there. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is though, a Black Lives Matter movement, it'd be more powerful if we cease the gang violence, if we stop tearing each other down. That it don't even have to do with gang violence. It can be about this man business is booming harder than this man business, so I'm gonna do what I gotta do to infiltrate this man business so my business can take off. I don't even talk about in that aspect of it. Yeah. I'm talking about how these other races get together and they can be 15 in the household. Every male in the household working. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He's like, oh, damn, they riding. Oh, they gotta be selling drugs or something. No, everybody in that household got a job and they making it happen. And they breaking bread with each other.
Yeah.
And there ain't no bigger me, no little yous.
Right.
It's all in one. And that's what needs to happen in our community. Then Black Lives Matter movement, I'm all for it every day. So then we push the Black Lives Matter movement.
So let me ask you this. That make me think of the fact that if we as black people stop spending money, we could shut shit down.
We can.
We're the number one consumers.
We are. And that's my point. We could shut shit down. That's how powerful we are. And so if we could just get it. Like it pissed me off when they did the little Gucci shit.
For a minute.
Yeah, we banning Gucci. Cause they put the monkey on there. They put the big lips on the shirt. So we banning them. They did that for like 2 minutes.
Right.
I actually like that.
Right.
It didn't bother me one way or another because fuck that shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the bigger issue is we do have that much power that if we stop spending our dollars, then we could be heard. Dialogue, okay. We've been doing dialogue for years. Martin Luther King was doing dialogue, but have we withdrew our money and stopped spending? No, we have not. If you want to make a change, that dollar bill is universal. That's a language that everybody speaks. So once we stop using that, then we're gonna be heard.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna be heard because we're the ones that spend the most money. So if you want to make a change, start with that. You know what I mean? If it's Black Lives Matter, spend your dollar with the black people then. Spend your money in the black community. People don't do that either. They'd rather go give their money to the Chinese. But we got weave here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
At Aphrodite hair design on 35.
Let's talk about it.
Northeast MLK. You know what I mean? But it's black owned. We got it. It's black owned. We out here. You know what I mean? We got barbers here. I'm one of them. Angel Savage.
Southern fried chicken.
Pound.
Black owned.
Signature cuts.
Kitchen.
You know what I mean?
Not chicken.
Hey, we out here. But back to the
best fish in port.
Hey,
But I think you're right. The power of the money, the power of a community. You see, I live in a neighborhood. I don't live in Northeast. I'm not gonna say where I live at. But where I live at, there's predominantly. Good luck getting up there. There's Chinese families that are prominent, and like you said, they live together. They drive nice cars. They do all those things, but it's because they stick together.
Yes,
and I think with black people, one thing we do face, and I believe is the support system.
We don't trust each other.
We don't trust, or not even though we don't trust each other. I don't want to see you better off than me.
Crabs in a barrel.
Or I don't want to see you better off than me. If you have a business and now your business is booming, like you said, I don't want to see you better off than me. But I'll go down to Red Robin and I'll go down to, you know what I mean? It was crazy. I think I saw somebody posting that when that whole chicken burger, Popeye chicken burger was crazy.
Oh man, made them rich.
Yeah, and then somebody posted a picture of the I think it was Stupid Burger. Better to me than the burger.
Fire.
But they ain't getting the same buzz. But this are people. You know what I'm saying? And so that black dollar and knowing, but it takes us to educate ourselves too as black people and saying, stop, when there is a movement like this, other people that are in the community that are doing movements, that we get behind those people and say, hey man, what can I do to support you? You know, what can I do to help? And then educating ourselves, because we so educated on what Lady Jordan is coming out, we so educated on what girl is doing this, what dude is doing this. We need to be educated on simple things like, I teach my kids already about credit, how important credit is,
right there.
how important bank account is, how important all this stuff is, because it's power to have that knowledge. And I don't want my kids to be in the same situation I was in. I want them to be better off. And so I get it when you say Black Lives will matter when it matters to us. And that makes sense. I totally understand. My life matters, yes, but I get it. If Black lives don't matter to you, how can we expect anybody else outside of our race to accept that our life matters? If I don't respect my own life, how can I expect whites, blacks, Chinese, whoever else to matter about my life and ride for me if I'm not riding for myself?
Right.
And I think that's the sad part, because we gotta matter for us first. It has to start at home.
Starts with self.
It has to start at home.
Yeah.
And it has to be there, and it has to be something that we do intentionally. Not just for the day, not just for a movement of a month, but hey man, every day I get up, what am I going to be able to do to forward this and make this an action item? Not just a conversation, a dialogue,
Right.
but action. What can I do? How can I help? What can I do? And I think that's why this purpose is to help.
Yeah.
Is to help people and say, man, we're talking about this, and hopefully this sparks off a conversation in y'all's home about
go.
Black Lives
Talk
Matter.
about it.
There you go. Yeah, that right there, you summed it up in a nutshell, man. And like Kenny said, yeah, let's talk about it. And that is the purpose of this show, so that we can create dialogue and change somebody's mind and let somebody out there know that not everybody think alike, not everybody feel the same, and there is a blueprint to winning, and it's not too late to win. You know what I mean? And as a black family, there's a blueprint.
Yeah.
And like other cultures, they stay together and put one out at a time with businesses and houses. Forget the cars, that stuff comes, that just comes. You know what I mean? But they're putting one person out at a time with a business, but they all putting in. They all putting into the pot. You know what I mean? I had a group of people that I approached. And I said, hey, you guys just trust me. I'm willing to even go get an attorney, and you can bring one to the table.
Right.
And let's all put $100 in the pot, and can't nobody touch it for 5 years. And I want 20 people, just 20. $100 ain't nothing. I just want 20 people to put their money in the pot for 5 years. Nobody can touch it. You know what I mean? And if you got somebody to where we could get to 25, that's cool, but only if you could trust them. You know what I mean? But put your money in the pot, and when we get to that 5 years, let's come back together collectively and make a decision after we see how much money we save. Do we want to go another 5 years before we invest? Or do we want to invest in something that's going to bring us some money back and start the process over? You know what I mean? Like, we really can win. We got what it takes to win. Like, do you believe that anything would exist or be moving without the hands of a black person?
I mean, look at black people. We're the movement. Hip hop is the movement.
Come on now.
Black culture is the movement. How we dress. Is
Everything
the movement.
about us is the
It's a
movement.
movement.
I was talking to
Look at
Kenny
your
about
commercials. Look at your
they wanna
commercials.
look
Everything about us is the
everything that we
movement.
I
come.
watched a cereal commercial, and the little bird is rapping on the
Yeah,
cereal
that
box.
was-
Yes,
But now they
yes,
have no choice but to resort back to looking and doing what they do now.
yes.
But now we change.
Come on
Now
now.
we've adapted so much to, okay, well, I'm gonna quit trying to be me, try to be original. I'm seeing more black people being white.
Yeah.
They do.
Changing their hair,
Their hairs.
their lips.
Everything
Like,
that we do
The
nowadays.
white people
is-
doing it, and then we're reversing doing it.
And now
the
we're
other
doing
way.
it the other way. And I'm looking at it nowadays, and I'll be like, well, I guess I can't be
Crazy.
too, man, because I'm trying to live in a white man world right now, too.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Because I'm trying to be successful.
We all are, I believe it.
I'm working on it.
And we getting there, man. We gonna get
But I
there.
heard earlier that they said, you know what, we need them.
Yeah,
In order to achieve what
Yeah.
we need to achieve.
that's what the pastor said.
We need them, though.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna step back on something you said when you said I'm trying to be successful. I'm gonna say this: we are successful.
Period.
Yeah.
Period. Because I believe in power and words, and I'm not
Yes.
trying to be. We already are.
And that made me think about something I was gonna say to Kenny is he mattered from day one. Before I formed you in the belly, I knew you. So if that be the case, you already mattered. And you just had to catch up with it.
Yeah, definitely.
That was it.
And then it's like a question you ain't even gotta ask me if black lives or all lives. You can tell how I walk, talk,
Ah, for sure.
dress.
For
You know what I'm saying? But in the sense of it all, if it's gonna be a movement, let's make that movement powerful and really be a movement
Yeah.
on a day-to-day basis instead of like I honestly feel like it only gets attention. We only get that attention when something happened, that a senseless murder happened.
Yeah.
And then that's when it's hashtag or then that's when it's screamed. Hey, take a look at us, you know what I'm saying?
That's
But
right.
it's supposed to be take a look at us from the jump.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's still police brutality that ain't even hit the news that's taking place.
Man, you better talk
You know what
about
I'm saying? Shit gets swept up under the rug constantly.
it. Yeah.
You know? But once we make the difference, that's when, like Sean said, once we get it, then we got it.
Yeah.
Then we can raise hell and get out there in the streets and protest some shit about something happening to our community. But until that happens, until we do it collectively, it's gonna continue to happen.
Yeah.
Because like he said, they look at it the same way he just said it.
Yeah.
Like they don't even care about each other. We ain't even got to do nothing. We just sit back and let them kill the damn self.
Self-destruct, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we'll do it.
Yeah.
And then you know what? After we get done killing them, so what? The white man wasn't gonna give me a job anyway.
Yeah.
I filled out my application.
Yeah.
I did my interview.
Yeah.
And they gave me an opportunity and I ran with it.
Period.
You know what I'm saying? And that's gonna be life, period. And see, like you said, if it's some blacks owned up in that higher up,
Yep.
and they the ones doing the hiring, it'd be the same way. But you know how we look at it? I'm not about to go work for that nigga. I'm gonna go over there and work with white people. That nigga gonna treat me different. Without even giving it the opportunity to see would he be treated different if he went over there to the black owned niggas.
Yeah.
And then that's the part that bugs the shit out of me, is I can have a conversation with some gangbangers, and then it's fuck the white man. I ain't doing nothing for the white man. They gonna kill a black, but yet come back and be like, well, it's the norm. I gotta do this. He gonna kill me. But yet, if you got so much hate towards that white man, you don't want to work towards that white man, you ain't gonna kill that white man when that white man walk down the street. He ain't even gotta call you the N-word or say nothing to you. But you got hate, and you hate that man though. Oh, you hate him for everything he did in the past to your ancestors and all that, but yet he can walk right on by. And you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna part like the Red Sea. Oh, go ahead, man. But you got so much hate in that guy, in your heart for that man. But yet you see a gangbanger, oh, he done killed my little cousin. He killed your little cousin. You don't even know that man, but you know he pulled the trigger, so you heard he pulled the trigger. Now you gonna go terrorize that man's whole family.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then get in your cell, oh, hey, I'm all for this Black Lives Matter movement. How? When?
Right.
When?
Right.
Let me know when.
Yeah.
Everybody that was for this Black Lives Matter movement, they got killed. Every time we speak out there and we got a voice, they come and try to kill us.
It was a
And if you don't, you gonna lay down. Okay, y'all doing too much. Here goes some shut up money. Y'all good?
Yeah.
I guess so. Let's do our show, but it's gonna be watered down. Now we on TV, televised. Hey, how you doing? My name's Kenneth Hughes. Welcome to Purpose on Purpose.
Yeah.
Instead of raw and uncut, how we doing it now. And that's all we trying to do is to get everybody to talk about it.
That was pretty good though.
You like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Put a lot of water in
Yeah,
there.
it was a whole lot of
Extra water.
That's his everyday voice. So y'all don't see his work, but that's him at work.
And then we stop with the Willie Lynch letter. Let's stop making excuses. Let's stop the inner hate that we got towards blacks. Let's love on each other like Christ say. And then that's the trick thing about Christ. Christ not saying be just like me, he's saying just be Christ-like. You knowing you in this world where you gonna sin, you ask for forgiveness, you love your neighbor like you love yourself, and you move on. And you sit down and you talk about it without getting mad. We just had a debate right now. Why all lives matter? And then she had a strong point, I got my strong point. Oh, that don't mean, oh, I hate her, she done messed up the whole show, we gonna kill it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let's talk about it.
Period.
Let's continue to talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Three, two.
So, welcome back, you guys. So, we're coming back, and this is kind of like a sidebar, part 3 type of thing, because I feel like we still ain't done with this session. Like, we could talk about some more stuff. We was talking about Black Lives Matter, but we can't talk about Black Lives Matter without confronting some of the things that we sweep under the rug about just black people. Like, how do you guys feel about black people killing black people, right? And then they go to jail and listen to the white man tell them what to do, and they're okay with that shit. Like, a lot of them go to jail and they got the people that say when to get up, when to go to sleep, when to eat, went to take a shit, and they could have avoided that if they didn't take away one of their own for whatever reason. Don't you think it's another way?
Yeah. Me personally, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the black on black crime. I'm sick of how we can't get together and do shit. I'm sick of the judgment we have on each other. Just all of it in general. And yeah, it actually like hurt at the same time. Like on being sick of it, like it hurts too. Knowing that we as a whole, we can't get to that point as being one as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Even if we say we just focusing on blacks in America, and then we focus on blacks in America, and then it goes deeper than that, because now we got Africans that don't even like blacks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like, will there ever be a point in history where there won't be no gang violence, a black on black gang violence?
No.
Will there ever be a point in history where we all be unified as one?
No.
You know, I don't know. But saying no, you answering no, and then I'm like the devil advocate that too. I'm like, yeah, it will be.
No.
But the thing is, it takes everybody in those in certain communities and in the gang culture to be tired of it too. But then they say, I can't be tired of it because they killed my brother and my brother close to me. My brother was real close to me. You know what I'm saying? Or they killed my best friend. So I want revenge. I don't want nothing else. I want this. Because if I try to get something else, then it goes back to the white man. The white man ain't gonna let me have nothing else anyway. So I might as well just go for what I know. But then on the flip side of that is you got people that's in the streets and then they selling drugs and they like, I'm not working a job for the white man, but yet you selling dope for the white man. Because how you are able to get large amounts of quantity is from the white man.
Yeah.
And not just from the white man, okay, and then the white man blend in so good with it, they'll give it to a Latino race, to a different race, so you have me thinking your distributor is coming from somebody else and you're not doing nothing for the white man.
Yeah.
And it's so much pointing the finger at other people. Once we fall in love with ourselves, once we learn our wealth and how much we're worthy, once we get to trusting ourselves and believing in ourselves, then yeah, there will be a time where the gang violence won't be on black, where we're not tearing each other down and we uplifting each other. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Nipsey Hussle thing. I respect what he was doing, his movement. But how much more powerful Nipsey would have been if he wasn't screaming 60s? If he wasn't screaming a gang that already has been terrorizing.
Right.
Or if he was just screaming, I'm just for all blacks.
But
this
don't you
is,
feel
I'm not,
that his positioning where he was is what made him
That made
even
it
more powerful?
What
to
makes
know that
it-
he
I
came
agree,
from one of the
Brandon.
most from the most dominant,
what makes it more powerful?
black gangs that is out there.
I get that.
I feel like his
agree, Brandon.
positioning being who he was, I feel like the gang members that are famous, I feel like they have even more of a responsibility to
Because they have
uplift us
influence.
because of the influence that they have within their community.
It's separating the two though. You got to know when to separate the two. And the sad thing for him, I feel, is he didn't know how to separate the two.
Right.
Because, and what I mean by that is, once you say I'm all for this, you got to be all for that. Your belief system got to change. Yeah, I give all the credit. He said I give all the credit to this is where I'm from. This is where I came from. I came from this. So this is why I'm screaming and saying this. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm living this way. I can't scream and say that and live this way. Because if I do, I still got to have the same beliefs. Now I got the same beliefs. So since I got the same belief, that means I can go out here and hang out. And I can treat, if somebody walk up to me that I feel is a snitch, my belief system is still the same. I'm not saying change your beliefs. All I'm saying is get some black businesses and do the black owned thing. I'm not saying let's change our belief system too in the way we think. Oh man, you a snitch, get up out of here. Oh, if I'm a snitch, I'm gonna get up out of here? Okay, I'm gonna be back. Since you think you can't be touched, I'm gonna come back. Now it's black on black violence. Now they saying, okay, I think it was powerful. I think it was more than that. I think the governor sent him out and that happened. True. But we put ourselves still in these situations to where our lives don't really matter as much as we saying they should matter.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
But see, I agree with what Brandon is saying, and I'm pretty sure Sean can agree from being a man of the cloth. Your past is for a purpose.
Yeah.
And hold on, and him being 60s, he's gonna make gang members listen. He got gang members here in Portland that is repping him hard, and they done changed their mind because of what he did. He had the power, and his power of influence, it worked. Because not only did he get squares, but he got gang members to say, man, I want to do something different with my life. It was on to something, man. Like, I know gang members personally that they want to change their life because of this dude. You know what I mean? And I feel like if he wasn't a Crip, they wouldn't have felt that way. And not even a Crip, just a gang member. If he wasn't a gang member, they wouldn't have felt that way.
And then that's what I'm saying. That's where the difference come into that. I absolutely feel they still would have felt that way, because it's not his past that attracted them to listen to him. Wasn't because of where he's from. What he has become is what they were listening to and what they were attracted to. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying
I don't mean to cut you, but I think they were attracted to the journey. That makes sense. They were attracted to the journey, meaning, yeah, his past was part of that journey, and where he came from.
is attracted to the boy,
Yeah.
to his journey.
But I think also when you look at something, like you said, when I look at somebody's life, I don't just want to see the pinnacle. I want to see where you came from to get to the pinnacle. Yeah, because that makes the story so much more enticing to me and in depth to me. Because I know if you came from this and you worked your way to get to this, then that makes sense. Yeah. Because like if I'm a gang member and I look and say, oh, you 60s, but you can't, and you hustled in front of this building, went from hustling in front of this building to buying the building, then that journey seems more believable
and achievable.
I get it. I have my own beliefs on the whole Nipsey thing. That's all of this discussion. Cause I do believe some of what you're saying. I think he was too touchable, meaning that he was too accessible. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Even though, and he came from that life, and he was too accessible, and being famous and coming from that life. Yeah. It's kind of it's like two trains coming together. Yeah. But I mean that's another discussion. But I do believe that his journey, where he came from. And I ran to many people that said, man, Nip is, I got a daughter that's in college and she loves, she reps him to the, she runs track, she finished track races and she's throwing up the marathon continues, right? And she ain't no gang member. Right. But I think what appealed to her was the struggle. Yeah. And that she came from the struggle and then he then got to somewhere where people said he couldn't get to. Yeah. And I think that's what, that appeals to me. I look at it and say, man, that's dope that at one point you was this guy. Yeah. And now, you on a song with DJ Khaled, hanging out with Jay-Z and doing all that other, and having money.
Should have been dead.
Should have been dead.
Before his time.
Oh, yeah.
Before him getting killed. Yeah. Definitely. With that lifestyle that he was in. Do you guys feel like, this is kind of off the subject, but I have to go there. Do you feel like our schools are set up preparing people for jail?
No, I feel like the lack of education within our home is preparing them for jail.
Do you want to know why I said that?
Because how the system set up in the schools is the same as in jail?
Yes.
Like,
from lining them up.
Well, I say this because my wife's a principal. So my view on it is, I do get that part. But I do believe that there are people out there in schools who are starting to really see that issue and try to fix that pipeline. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just saying it because my wife she's done a wonderful job of it and saying, but she understands it. But with that, I think they're trying to find a way. They're looking at it now, saying, okay, these kids are not becoming successful. Kids are starting to have more issues than anything. How do we arrange this? I was talking to my wife the other day, and she was talking about this grant she got. She was like, it's a grant so we can create a room, a safe room, in a room for them to go. Not a safe room, not like a shooting room, but a safe room for a kid instead of punishment, relaxation type thing. Where they can, right.
I just watched the thing on TV.
No, I know what you're doing. But I asked her. My question was, well, why are you doing that? And she says, because we can't keep suspending our kids for minor things and sending them home. So what is that teaching them? How is that helping them if we're not even teaching them how to de-escalate?
Right.
So they just get mad, suspended, go home.
That's all they do.
That's all they used to do.
Right. And they go home. And
then scared of them. My mom would be like, well, what the fuck am I gonna
What am I doing with them
Because
then?
I gotta work all day.
And now she ain't watching you, so now
I
you really
ain't
can
watching
do
it.
it
To me,
right.
it was I just did whatever I wanted.
Right,
to.
and now they're trying to find
Hey,
those
you send me
systems.
home, so what?
Right.
My mama ain't home, ain't nobody there to watch
I'm
me.
about to turn
I'm
out.
about to get, and then that's what I did.
And I will say in the education,
But it's horrible.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
will say in the education
ain't
piece
cool.
of it and that's just from my inside point of it, that there is a lot of movements towards finding cultural specific things to do for our children. And not just getting them in those things where we're lining them up, we're suspending them, where those things that seem like
It's all
jail.
alternative
Okay,
schools.
when you go in the cafeteria, y'all gotta be lined up, and you gotta walk in, you
Yeah,
gotta grab a tray, you gotta
understand.
walk through the tray line.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute. And so we're finding those ways to do that. And so I can see how, I'm not saying every school is, but I know that there are some great schools out there that are doing some wonderful things, and seeing that systematic behavior is causing a pipeline to go to jail. And I think that hurts, but I'm glad to see that there is change. And that's what I think, for me, that's what I always look for. Is it changing?
Yeah.
And that's what I see.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me. I went to this basketball game, and it was a Jefferson game, and I can't remember who they were playing against. But one thing that I seen that what yes, it was like saying you know, okay. So, but one thing that I seen that really bothered my whole soul was one of the players was out there with an ankle bracelet on in the game. Ankle bracelet. He shouldn't have been in the game. What is that teaching people? That you can do whatever you want and we still gonna let you ride like you ain't did nothing wrong.
Haven't they been doing
hot
that
when I
with us
seen
for
that.
a long time now?
I mean, or would it?
That was the first time I ever seen that, bro.
Yeah,
You think haven't they been letting us go along with
yeah,
saying
the way we
get away
set
with
up
stuff,
just
yeah.
because
In the basketball
talent
game?
for sports
At a
for
public
talent.
school?
Do you know how many? But okay, growing up though, how many of the people did you see schools that were way out of our district and in white cities that took people from out here and allowed them to play sports? So
Yeah, but that's different.
it's not really different because
talking
they was
about-
letting these dudes was gang members. They going to
Right,
like Oswego
but they're
playing
gonna go-
basketball. You
Are
going
you
to
talking
schools
about playing
that I was
for
like,
their
well,
teams?
why are you? Yeah. But-
You talking about playing for their team?
Yeah.
I'm talking
Playing
about
for
I'm talking about a
teams
young
and
black
just
man
going
with
there.
that ankle bracelet on in a game.
Yeah, I mean, he
But
probably.
why not give that boy still a chance, man? He made one mistake and you just gonna
Or
turn your
what if-
back on him?
But what if he been
No,
suspended
it's
to
not
the
about turning
prior
my
game?
back on him. It's about saying sit your ass down on the bench and you're not getting in the game until that shit is off. You know
But
what
what
I
if
mean?
they had prior games and he wasn't playing in those games? Like, say they suspend him for a certain amount of games and he got the ankle mount on for the rest of the
Yeah.
year.
Then he don't need to be in the game.
I look at
I
it
just don't
different.
like the message that it sends.
I mean, I get what you're saying, but at the same
I
time,
feel
it's like
stuff like that we turn our backs on ourselves.
I'm not
as black
turning my back on
quicker
nobody.
than anything though.
But if
But like
I
Jimmy
feel
said,
like
you
I'm
don't know
turning
what
my
the man
back on-
already went through.
Okay,
He
but-
could have already went through his suspension. He'd be like, man, I gotta keep this on for a whole year.
Okay,
now.
no.
I can't
What
do
I
nothing
do
about
know is he was the best player on the team. That's what I do know.
that's why he was playing.
And that's why he was playing. And that's bullshit. He shouldn't have been in the game. Yeah, put the uniform on. That's showing support, but sit on the bench until that thing come off. Because what I'm saying is, I'm gonna support you still, but you're not getting in the game with that on. That's what I'm saying. I don't feel like he should have been in no game with
I
that.
get what you're
ankle
saying, 'cause
bracelet
you
on.
saying that
you
he-
can't even wear jewelry in a basketball
Yeah.
game, Doc. So how can you wear? Come on,
Ankle
man.
bracelet?
Yeah.
You can't put our necklace and earrings on.
Yeah. So how can you wear that? That's crazy.
I get what
to
you're
me.
saying, because you're saying, yeah, he should be sitting on the bench. It should be a learned lesson instead
Yes.
of saying,
Keep the uniform on.
because you can do whatever you want. You're that good in basketball, you still gonna be able to play on the basketball team.
Yep.
But at the same time, it's like, if he served his punishment already for that, like, okay, say he just got the ankle monitor on and he showed back up at school, they got me on the ankle monitor for whatever reason. Oh, you still playing the game? Don't worry about it. It has nothing to do with school involvement. You know what I'm saying? Then it's an issue. But if you did, or even if he did something at school and then he served some and he didn't play in 3 or 4 games.
Okay, let me ask you something. Let me ask you, because you got, both of you have kids. You have a kid?
No.
Okay, so as fathers, if your kid made a mistake and they had a bracelet on, would you even let them play?
No,
Why not?
my kid ain't doing nothing. But
Why
if they got
not?
a bracelet on,
Yeah, if they had a bracelet on, would you let them play?
now you
Shut
gotta
up.
go through my boot camp in jail.
Okay, and that's my whole.
But that's me as a parent,
But
though.
a coach
That's
is
how
a
I'm parenting
parent.
them.
A coach is a parent. A coach is probably the only dad some of them gonna have. A coach is probably the only mom some of them gonna have. Teachers are probably some of the only parents they don't see. That's positive. So as that goes, that's up to us as the adult to say, embrace them a different way and love them on a different platform, a different way. Embrace them. I love you, but I love you too much to put you out there with that on, because that's not a good look. What did you do to get that? We need to fix this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to ignore that and say you the best player, so I need you on the court. No, I don't need you on the court. I'd rather have the worst player that I got out there, because they going to get better playing with somebody good anyway. You know what I mean? That's sending a bad message in my book.
That whole Nipsey thing, not to switch the subject, but I am. The whole Nipsey thing, and that's what I mean about making like that Black Lives Matter movement. When he got killed by that black, them Black Lives Matter signs still should have been out. It still should have been screaming Black Lives Matter. You know, instead of he just got killed by another person. Like that's what I mean by how we gotta be more powerful within our own community and stand up like shit. Black Lives Matter even when a black kills black. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
It don't matter what
It should
race.
matter more.
Way more. It should matter enough to where we should be tired of it taking place. And that's my thing, like, we not still protesting on that. Like, I don't even know if anybody knows what's going on with the case. Like, how much time he got for it. If he even got time for it yet. You know what I'm saying? And then he had a black lawyer for him. The black lawyer gave up. But that my whole thing is, what need to be addressed is us. Like, what are we doing for us? Where's the black movement in us?
Yeah.
Because honestly, it only matters when another race kill us. And that's the part that irks me. Like, we got so much senseless crime within our own community, we not standing up for that. We not being a voice for that. We got to start being a voice for that. So when that does happen in another race and it happens with that, then we even more powerful. Then what we saying holds weight now. We not doing it to, like Rashad was saying, we not doing it to ourselves, so we damn sure not about to let y'all do it. Or since y'all doing it, it fires up us even more. Instead of that, when it happens, it seems like we get divided more. Instead of more unity, we more divided. We more of doing our own thing. Then, I can't say that you got a white woman. That don't mean because I got a white woman that I'm not for my people, or that I'm any different, because that's just who I choose to be with in a relationship wise. But this is my life. I love my people. I love the color of my skin. You know what I'm saying? I love when I see blacks doing something powerful. It makes me want to talk to them so I can figure out what I need to do and how did they get to that point in their life to where I need to get to that point in my life to where I can be more successful. You know what I'm saying? Instead of a black on black crime happening, it's like, damn, oh, now I don't even want to go in that community over there because they still killing each other over there. I'm talking about the point where we stop fearing it and we address it and we attack it and really be, every time something happens, we in our community when it's happening. We protest in our communities when it's happening. Stop the black on black violence. Why? Because Black Lives Matter. And it should matter to you, being black. Now, it shouldn't matter just because somebody said something. And that's why I get the youngster when he was saying, when you feel it, then you'll know the difference because you feel it. So when you see a black down, you're gonna try to lift that black up. So when you see something that you don't like, you're gonna address it. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna change the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you think. But that don't mean you changing the way you talk and walk and think for them. You're doing it because, like he said, I got nephews that look up to me. I feel responsible for it. So if they see him walking a certain walk, they're gonna emulate that and walk the same way he walking. Yeah. And then that's how we keep it going from generation to generation. But if we say black lives only matter when the police kill us and fear the police and watch out for the police, and not telling them that, shit, when you go down that street, a black can kill you just as fast as that police or even before the police do it. Your first time you experience some violence, it ain't gonna be with the police, it's gonna be on black. And we address that and fix that hate inside that and talk more about that, then Black Lives Matter movement is gonna be powerful. And I feel there will be a time. Shit, we had a black president we thought we would never have. So why this can't be possible? This is possible. And it's more achievable than we think it is. You know what I'm saying? And then that's the purpose behind this show, is to sit down, talk about it, hear what other people have to say about it, and take from it, and move on. But continue to talk about it. We can't, it's like if I'm talking about my past, or how I feel about a certain situation in my past, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, I like my dad, for instance, I left everything in that letter, and I moved on. That don't mean that I still don't feel that letter I wrote him. That don't mean that I don't love my dad. That don't mean that I don't want to see my dad. I don't want nothing to do with him. It's just for right now, I have to do it the best I know how with that situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the same with this right here. This topic is hella touchy because it's bigger than us. We got the concept. Everybody sitting in this shop right now got the concept of what Black Lives Matter and how it means to us and where we see it and where we want it to go. But getting those viewers out there to see it, it's the only way we can do it is by constantly doing this and constantly talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to matter more to us than anybody for it to ever be a powerful Black on Black Lives Matter movement.
I feel like, with that being said though, I feel like we need to be more assertive and more outspoken as well when it comes to black fathers. When you see a black father and you know that he's not being a father and you know that he got kids, you need to tell him that shit ain't cool. You need to tell him to man up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You know how it feels.
When I was locked up,
you know what?
Like,
I never see
call
it.
your son, man.
I never see it.
Day.
I want people to start telling these brothers that you know these dudes got kids and you know they're not active in their lives. What you doing? And make them feel bad about not being in their life.
It starts in the home, man.
It start with your daddy.
It starts in the home.
Your daddy.
When I tell everybody
it start
that,
from your
man,
daddy, B.
It starts in the home.
Yes, with
All
your
of
father.
this stuff starts in the home.
With
I watched
your
this
father.
documentary on CNN, and that's when it really showed me that it all starts in the home.
It starts with your father.
It was a documentary with kids. They had about 20 kids of different nationalities. And they got all these big name people, doctors, scientists, you know, just psychologists, different people. And they was pointing, they had this thing, it was just a bunch of just, you know, cookie cutout type things, but it was supposed to be all the races. You know, it was a little black cookie cutout, a white one, a yellow one, a brown one. When they asked all these kids, man, which one of these is the best one? Everybody pointed to the white one.
Yeah.
Even the black kids picked the black one, and that hurt my damn heart when I watched this little black girl and she said, well, why didn't you do that one? She goes, because that is bad.
Yes. Yep, the white dog.
It was
and
bad.
The
black
dog.
one was bad.
Yeah, I seen that.
Just everything to do with black was bad.
Yeah.
Everybody felt like that was bad.
And they were young.
These is little kids. These is little kindergarten kids, and that really messed me up.
Yeah.
It tore me up inside because I'm sitting there thinking like, well, what the hell? Where does that derive from though? Like Kenny said, your first experience with something wasn't with no cops. It was some black on black.
But it was at home.
Some at home stuff.
Yeah. So
it also goes on. I think what somebody said earlier is, how do they? I think you said it. You want to see how they really see us, how people really see us. That depicts that as well. If black is bad, and I think for the black community, I think the black community goes away from looking at those issues, like I said, and being together. It's because we don't want to focus on as a community, our imperfectness, the things that we need to work on. Yeah. So we'll find other avenues.
Outside.
I always hate. I'm a firm believer. Yes, is there mistreatment? Is there things that happen from black people, white people? But I just want to. I just hate that when we go to the point of we talk about black people and black people are so hot at white people. Like you said there, oh, white people are treating us wrong. I didn't get this job because the white man.
Yeah,
but then when we talk about black issues, it's yeah, they tripping.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. No. That's just as worse.
That's crazy.
You know, the drugs or the this or that. It's like you can't be this activist when it comes to black against white, but not be an activist when it comes black on black.
That's what Kenny means.
Exactly.
And shout out Nipsey Hussle. I just honestly feel like he was so powerful with his movement. If everybody would have put their rags up and said, we done with this, we all gonna be as one, Black Lives Matter then. Even that much more. That movement, I think, is honestly gonna take Los Angeles as a whole to get together and be one, for everybody else, the domino effect to happen.
Yeah, because they're the mascot for gangs, believe that.
Yeah.
That's the headquarters, yeah. But again, like I keep screaming, to start with the black men. Because you guys are kings. So you need to own
And a lot of us don't know it. Yeah, really.
Y'all are kings.
I know I am. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah.
I walk in the room, I know I'm a king. Yeah.
You are a king.
Right.
And I know y'all are
Right,
kings.
right. Man, and on the flip side of that, to be honest with you, there's a lot of women out there that's kings too.
Yeah, I'm one.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Let it know. Let's talk about it.
Damn it. But yes, it start with the kings, man. And then we work ourselves down to the queens. And then we go down. But it's up to you men. You guys are the heads. It's the guy head and then you. You know what I mean? So start with y'all.
Thank you
Period.
for watching.
So let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
I'm Angel Savage. Thank you for watching Purpose on Purpose. Let's talk about it.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, beautiful world.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Thank y'all for tuning in to Purpose on Purpose. Thank y'all for tuning in to Purpose on Purpose. I'm Brandon Brown.
Kenneth Hughes. Thank you for watching Purpose on Purpose. Let's talk about it.
One.
Mama, here comes the man and that woman again. Thank you for watching Purpose on Purpose. Oh, that's dope.